Welcome to a very simplistic test of the Steelers pod that I want to do. Call it a VODcast, video of the day. So I want to start out with, since it's a test, I just want to start out with my outfit. The perennial defensive player of the year who did not win, should have won, did not. I want to also show my room. And then we have a bunch of stuff over here. My mouth's too close to the mic. So I've been a Steelers fan for a couple of years now. Not a whole lot. No, I guess a whole lot. Most of my life. Pretty much my whole life. But I haven't followed them as deeply as I had these last couple of years. It really started in 2015. And then kind of grew from there. I think my mic volume is a little loud. That's interesting. I'll do that real quick. So, I've been a Steelers fan for many years. I haven't been such a diehard fan that I get in the Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl. So, I'm waiting for that. I'm going to enjoy that when that does happen. But I'm diehard, you know. My dad was kind of a Steelers fan. He was just a football fan. He kind of likes the Chiefs too. But he liked dynasty teams in a sense. He liked the powerhouse teams, and he likes the Chiefs just because they won the Super Bowl back kind of when he was young. And he was born in '58, and they won last time the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Because I'm a huge football nerd. Chiefs. $50 years. I should just be able to do the math, right? $13.69, 62, 66, and 69. That was the AFL championships. They won one Super Bowl before that in '69. So he was born in '58, so he was around 10 years old when that happened. So that's probably a big thing. Again, this is a test stream, so I'm not expecting anybody to actually watch this. If you are watching this and you're not a friend or you just stumble upon it, you can ignore it. It's not going to be anything. These are going to all be tests. I'm going to do 2 podcasts on this channel. A political one with my buddy Adam, and then this one for the Steelers. That's really all I'm going to talk about. Steelers and the NFL. I think one of my big things this year is that the Steelers now have a first-round pick, so I don't really care about the draft. I know what we need, but I don't like watching college all that much. Just because I don't care enough to really care. Enough, I'm a state fan, Michigan State fan. That's much better. I'm a Michigan State fan, so I only know pain in college. One of the big reasons why I became such a big Steelers fan was because of Le'Veon Bell, who came from State and was drafted by the Steelers. That was pretty cool for me to realize because I watched him in college and then he went to the NFL. That was a big reason why I got into big time football. And now that's all I love. I was a baseball fan. Still kind of am, but that's kind of died off a little bit on its own. But being a Steelers fan, in this last, die-hard Steelers fan, for these last couple of years, it's a late stream. And these last couple of years has been rough. But my goal for this is it's going to be a vlog, VOD. I don't really know what they call it, but I want it to be a podcast in the sense that you're mostly listening instead of watching. But I want to do it on YouTube because I feel it's like a little bit easier to get a audience. I don't care what people see. I'm not ugly or anything like that. But it's a good tester. And I think that's kind of the way that things are going to go nowadays. You know, Joe Rogan does a lot of videotaping of his own when he does his podcast. And then it just seems to fit. So it's a test. I've been on for 6 minutes. I want to try to go for 10. Once I hit 10 minutes, I'm going to stop. That 10 minutes gives me enough time to see what kind of little things I got to fix. My buddy Adam and I are going to do some tests tomorrow, and I think we're actually going to make a podcast, is what I'm going to call it. Somebody please correct me if I am wrong. I'm going to call it a vlog, I guess. It is a vlog. Which is not as fun as David Dobrik and shit. I'm just going to be in my room here. It'll probably get 10 views itself. But I think the political one might catch on a little bit. But this one is about the Steelers. It's going to be about my thoughts. Right now, I've kind of died down on them because the season's over, the whole NFL is over. I give myself a little bit of a break until, draft time. I want to know if the quality is good on my camera. I don't need it to be great, but I want you to know what I look like at least. And I gotta see. I'm thinking one of these lights is making it bounce off hardcore somewhere. So if I can fix the lighting, that'd be great. Yeah, I might do some there's a couple of Twitter people I follow. They do most of their stuff on Twitter, which I might also do. But I like to be in front of my computer doing it. I don't like live streaming with my phone very much. But there's a couple streamers who basically complain about their sports team. I also do some odd things, so I might do some of that too. It's a 2-part vlog. We don't really have a name. We're just going to start talking and then kind of figure it out from there. This one is not going to have a name. It's just going to be my thoughts. Thoughts and reactions. The season's going to be a long season because it hasn't even started yet. And that sucks and it makes it long. But my prediction as of February 7th, 2020, if we're not all dead by coronavirus, by this time next year, the Steelers are going to be Super Bowl champions. I think Big Ben coming back is a legitimate, huge factor to especially what the team has become. The defense is insane. And our offense is not terrible. We do need a running back as much as I do love James Conner. If he can stay healthy, great running back. He just can't stay healthy. I'm a little bit sick, so that's going to factor in a little bit. But I think if we can get Le'Veon Bell back, we should, but I don't think we will. That's just a pipe dream. We shouldn't have gotten rid of him in the first place, but I really think he misses the Steelers. He might honestly, there's a way we can configure it, and then if we can, he might honestly come for a little bit cheaper just so we can get a big deal next year. And James Conner and him are great, Benny Snell is decent. He's gonna be interesting. I think he'll be the third back. I don't think Jalen Samuels lasts much longer on the team. He's kind of a utility knife, but he also had a bad year. But I can't really use this year as a factor for any of the players other than the rookies. The rookies had a great year. Everyone else had a down year. I mean, Deontay Johnson is a stellar dude. I know some fans want AB back, but I think you have him in DJ. I think DJ is going to be. It's going to be so hard to replicate what AB had did, but DJ he might not meet that, but he's gonna fill that void that we need. Him, Juju, James Conner, James Washington. Sorry, Deion Kane, not bad. I think he stays on the roster for a little bit, but I think we draft a receiver. Um, Quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger coming back is great. I think this is his second to last year, his last year, which is very, very hard to come to terms with. But he might go for another couple years. I mean, if he's feeling good, he might go for another 5, which would be great. Backup situation. I think Mason, he can't be our starter. He's just a good backup. I think he can get us by until we have a high draft pick. We're going to have a year in these next couple of years that we're going to have to pretty much implode and get a high draft pick to pick the next quarterback, which is going to suck so bad. But it's something that we're going to need to do. It's going to be after Mike Tomlin. Like, we're going to do an actual rebuild. Like, I feel like if we win the Super Bowl next year, Ben Roethlisberger retires, Tomlin coaches for another year or 2, and then we tank, and he retires, and then we tank. We get a it's like the Cincinnati Bengals situation. I see what they're doing. Like Zach Taylor, he's a young coach. You let Marvin Lewis go. You bring in this young coach. You tank, and then you tank. And they kind of tanked last year a little bit, but you tank so that you can get Joe Burrow and restart it. They're not gonna win the North next year, but they're not gonna be last. I think the Browns are. I think the Browns are going back to be last because that team is imploding, and I don't want that. I hate anybody during the season, but in the off season, I don't want them to implode because OBJ is a very good receiver. Landry is a very good receiver. Myles Garrett, fuck him, but great defensive player. Baker Mayfield, good quarterback, but they are just so incompetent from the top down that it's never gonna factor into anything that might make sense for the city of Cleveland. So they're going to be last. Bengals will probably be last next year because it does take a little bit to bounce back from it. Well, I don't know, man. If AJ Green stays there, they have a good receiving core. Their offensive line's not terrible it is terrible, but it's competent enough. I don't think it's the worst. Are they worse than the Dolphins? Is the thing. It's like, is there really that bad? Is there a bad team like the Browns have been for years? Like, you could always guarantee the Browns are going to be bad. Are the Bengals that bad? I don't think they are. Honestly, I think they have enough pieces there. Joe Mixon is great. They have a great tight end, great receiving core. I think they get a couple pieces here and there, and they're going to be a good team. I don't think we're going to have, for at least a little bit, it's kind of how the NFL is shaking out. I don't think we're going to have another Browns dynasty of bad seasons for a while, but then I could be wrong because tanking's the new thing. But you don't even have to tank that hard anymore because the next year you bounce back. Like, the Browns were consistently bad, and they might continue to consistently be bad, but they were consistently bad. Like this year, they still had a losing record. They haven't been good. They've had hype, but they haven't been good. And that's hard to do for years. Like, that's almost harder than having the dynasty that the Patriots have. It's not. I don't know. It's at the same level because what the Patriots have been doing is insane. And I love that the analogy is like possible. I don't think it's the analogy. It's not the word I'm looking for, but I like how the expectations are set for like Patrick Mahomes. He's 24 and willed his team to a Super Bowl victory. That's not a lot of quarterbacks. Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Russell Wilson. That's all I can really name. That are that young, that did that. You mean that at the NFL for a while there, the Super Bowls were won by old dudes because they finally built a team. They knew everything, and then they could win. I mean, there was a couple thrown in here and there, but the Patriots have won 6. It took the Steelers decades to do it. The Patriots have done it in 2 decades. That's hard to do. I think Patrick Mahomes with 1 ring is a Hall of Fame quarterback in a couple of years, as long as he doesn't get hurt. Even if he only ends up with 1 ring. But I don't think Lamar gets there. I think Lamar Lamar's play style dies out too quick, which is sad because I love Lamar. I loved him in college. I loved him in high school. I hate that he's on the Ravens, but that play style is just so hard. I mean, he was the NFL MVP this year, and that's great. He definitely deserved it. But the playoffs are an entirely different beast. I mean, we saw this year the Titans squeak in. We knew they were a decent team. We didn't think they were going to beat the Patriots. They beat the Patriots. We don't think they're going to beat the Ravens. They beat the Ravens. They gave, the Texans a little bit of something. But, they still lost. It's hard to see. It's hard to say what exactly changed for that team other than Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry and Brian Tannehill, of course, but it's pretty insane what they did this year. The Texans aren't they're to my heart just because of Deshaun Watson, and they just need a couple more pieces made, and I think they will be there. But Deshaun's play style is also getting outdated, and he's going to die off too quickly too. He can actually throw the ball, which is what Lamar needs to work on. If Lamar can get a deep ball, even a little bit deeper than what he has right now, he doesn't need to throw Patrick Mahomes bombs, but he doesn't seem to be able to throw past literally 10, 20 yards, and that's that good. Like they'll show the distance or whatever for the Pro Bowl skill competition. He'll throw like 50 yards, 60 yards, but that's not in the game. Like you see those just be underthrown and not thrown hard. And I hate, people are like, oh, he's a running back, he's a receiver. He's a quarterback because he can throw, and he has had some bombs. Beginning of the year, I mean, Marquez Brown and Marquez. You know what I mean? Yeah. I passed my 10-minute mark. So we'll be done there, and I'll do some more tomorrow.